professionally and personally, to be associated with an individual as visionary and creative as James Cameron, and with a team of colleagues both here and spread across the globe who bring such commitment to this project that is the brainchild of our leader, Jim Cameron. And we've been part of this now for many years, and it is a gift that keeps on giving. Avatar touches upon and explores are, it's very important to understand that this is not in any way an op-ed piece. That what humans crave, what humans need, among other things, are stories. Stories really they illuminate our past, and they light the way to our future, and very often they make the present a lot more bearable. And Jim Cameron is a master storyteller, and I do believe that that is probably the greatest strength of this picture, is that he writes a story that can be related to on a global basis.
I feel it, I mean, they said it best, but I feel like it's, yeah, I mean, it's a story that everyone can relate to, and it's about family, chosen, not chosen, and I think with a story so grand, but also something that everyone can relate to, I think it'll just affect everyone, no matter your background, on a personal level.
It's definitely about deeper emotions. 2 and 3 were one film when I read them. So they share the same DNA in the sense that 3 is a lot bigger and bolder, and definitely the world has got bigger, therefore the emotions have to get deeper. But it's still in the familiar zone of number 2. So I think because we shot them concurrently, the idea was that whatever we were journeying and experiencing into as actors would translate itself and infect 3. And I think it did. You know, we knew when the death of Natayam in the second one when we were filming, we knew the ripple effect that would have in 3. I think each character now is trying to find their place in the world. In Avatar 1 it was Jake. Then it became about Jake's family, and now we've extended it to Quaritch, Varong, all these other characters that we're introducing. It's all about how they traverse the landscape and the challenges and emotions that's going to take.
There are certain films throughout the history of cinema that are benchmarks. A film like Gone with the Wind certainly would be one. I think Lawrence of Arabia might be one. Bridge on the River Kwai. Very, very big films that absolutely compel you to see them in the cinema.
8.5?
Well, I was just going to say that to be here in Italy, which is internationally, in my estimation, just one of the centers of cinema, if not the center of cinema. When I think of Fellini, when I think of Visconti, when I think of Antonioni, when I think of the great Giulietta Massina, when I think of Marcello Mastroianni. I grew up watching the magnificent cinema, watching The Bicycle Thief, the films that meant so much to me, that made me want to enter into this world. So it's particularly moving for me and appropriate that we take our film, Avatar, and Fire and Ash, and bring this and introduce it in this beautiful, beautiful city among a group of people, a populace, a theater-going public that I know is very, very movie savvy. You know a lot about the movies, and so I have no doubt that this movie, Avatar, will find traction with you all emotionally and just in terms of the history of cinema, I think.
I don't know how to go.
Awesome. Next question.
No, I mean, I feel like it's just such a pleasure to have. I know how rich Italian cinema goes, and and how much you guys appreciate it. So I feel like, you know,
You're trying.
I'm really trying. No, I mean, but it really is just. I mean, anyone that I know just loves cinema and the arts. I know they're gonna love this movie, and yeah, I'm just excited.
Seriously. I love how fired up and ferocious this film feels in the way that it attacks. I think it attacks your senses and how immersive and visceral it feels. And it attacks your heart and emotions, because I know I got those waterworks going. But also just how we get to have some introductions to some cool new clans and characters. We'll meet the Wind Traders and the Ash, and our new female villain, Varong. How can something so Varong feel so right has been our catchphrase for her. Very good description for her. And we also get to dive even deeper into the characters we have missed on the screen, and to continue this journey with the Sully family as things just get more and more complicated.
When you're asking about the emotion and also the technical drive of the Avatar franchise, it just is a big testament to Jim's bravery. If one door closes, he will find a window, he will dig in the dirt, he will find an answer to create the story. And we've spent so much time and love making these films, and it's just a huge, huge honor to be able to work with someone that continues to push the boundaries of what cinema can be. We are at the precipice of something so glorious. And I am so excited for audiences to go back to the theaters and enjoy Avatar Fire and Ash. It was an honor to work with Jim, and I am so excited for audiences to see how nuanced all of these characters are and how we continue to build, especially in the world that we're living in that feels like it has so much destruction, heaviness, and war. I feel like a lot of times we try to be sensitive about it, but I try to be blunt about it, because the reality is we turn on the news, we see it every day, and I love that Avatar shows that you can experience all of these deep traumas, but you can overcome it. And how do we do that? It's by working together, and it's truly embedded in the Avatar franchise. For us who were, the three of us who were cast so young, to be a part of a project that I don't think we can fully understand how magnificent and groundbreaking it is, because we were children when it came out. We didn't really know the world of cinema before Jim Cameron. We didn't know how much he did until now, so we're living in it. And it's really cool to be a part of something where it was our first project. We got to be treated with utmost respect and also collaboration while I was a child. I was 13 years old, so it's really, I agree with Slang, it's a blessing, and it's also so magical to come back and be able to support a story that is both emotional, action-packed, and story-driven. I think, Jim keeps us all really, really involved, and because of that, all of us, the whole cast, feels a great responsibility for these films. It's very interesting doing press tour for the Avatar franchise, because I feel when every interviewer comes in, they say, wow, you guys really love this, you guys really enjoy working with each other, and it starts with Jim. It wasn't, at least for me personally, I didn't feel intimidated by him. He comes in and he doesn't say, hi, my name is James. He says, hi, I'm Jim, how are you? Tell me about yourself. It's very collaborative, and he's so kind, and he's so generous. He takes time to build the character with us, and he wants our own experiences to be in our characters, which is why Cenere feels so real, which is why when you see her on screen, you want to hug her, because this young woman is experiencing so much pain, but then leads it with so much grace, and that was able to be built because of Jim's generosity. I had a conversation with Sam the other day, and he said, we were talking about just how grateful we are to work with Jim that wants the honest truth from our performances. He wants to see us in our characters. So despite us being blue, that doesn't matter. Audiences still want to come to the theaters. They still want to connect, because these characters sometimes feel more real than any other movie you're going to see. And that starts with Jim. So you ask us about being young on set, but really it felt like more of a more connection on set, because he was just so generous.
to be a part of this Avatar family, to be able to have grown alongside and grown up with my character Took has been the greatest honor. Jack touched on this. I would not be who I am today without this Avatar journey and without all of these amazing people in my life, from the cast and the crew. And I just feel really grateful to have grown up with my character by now. She's become such a part of me, Took, and she'll live in me forever. I can't believe all I've gotten to grow as a person and as a creative. Yeah, this question really took me there because it's a big one to answer. But I think I've just really, I'm really grateful for how nurturing and collaborative Jim is as a director. Every day felt like a playground, and the way that he works with us in this performance capture process and just in general, how he changes the tone of his voice depending on the scene and depending on that emotion, how we're always getting to be in this flow and so reactive, and I just really treasured every day on set. The hardest thing was always just having to go home, so.